welcome to this edition of News Leader on 6. Today is Thursday, August the 24th, 2021. I'm Andrew Todd. In tonight's news, Janice Bowling hosted a vaccine skeptic meeting in Nashville. The Tullahoma Wildcats win their first game, and Tullahoma 2040 quadrant meetings are happening tonight. We'll have all these stories and more on tonight's News Leader on 6.
Your voice matters. Think Tullahoma 2040 is the Board of Mayor and Aldermen and the Planning Commission's 20-year growth plan. Public input is critical to the success of this comprehensive plan. Please complete the community survey at tullahomatn.gov, and you can make an impact on the future of Tullahoma by sharing your ideas. We are also inviting you to a series of public meetings starting August 23rd and running through August 26th. Go to tullahomatn.gov for the full schedule and details. Again, you can get the full details and schedules at tullahomatn.gov.
I am tremendously blessed to be living at Parkview and very happy to be part of a loving and caring community.
Best thing you can say is this really a great place to live. That's all there is to it, no doubt about that.
It's your home. You just do what you would if you were at your private home. You know, we love it. It's great.
It's just like having a whole neighborhood around you, and it's fun.
It's just a great place to live.
We teach Parkinson's patients how to move big and not let the Parkinson's slow them down. I've had patients I've treated in-house that could not even stand up, could not roll over in the bed, left the facility walking with a walker, have come back to us in outpatient and continued their big program and are now completely, handling life. The success of the program is just phenomenal.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Welcome back. Last week, Tennessee State Senator Janice Bowling of Tullahoma sponsored a summit of doctors who are COVID-19 vaccine skeptics, an event that took place in Tennessee's Cordell Hull Legislative Office Building. Adam Kleinheider, spokesman for Lieutenant Governor Randy McNally, said, quote, Bowling's office reserved a large meeting space on the 8th floor of the building for an informal gathering featuring Dr. Ryan Cole, end quote. Cole, a doctor who helped lead the event, was featured in a viral video removed from YouTube earlier this year for spreading claims that COVID-19 vaccines cause cancer and diseases, according to the University of Pennsylvania's Annenberg Public Policy Center fact-checking project. The breakfast event also promoted other doctors who have developed large followings of COVID-19 vaccine skeptics in the past year, at times sharing debunked misinformation about the shot. Dr. Peter McCullough also addressed the group by video conference. McCullough, during a Texas State Senate committee hearing this year, suggested people under 50 do not need to receive the vaccine, advice that runs contrary to guidance from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and the World Health Organization. The group that was gathered Wednesday quickly disbanded when reporters arrived and announced they were relocating to Bowling's office. Bowling has publicly stated her own concerns about the vaccine, including that it could lead to genetic modification. The CDC has debunked that claim. McNally was among 16 Senate Republicans last month who signed an open letter and an op-ed to the Tennessean urging the public to get the vaccine, assuring them it is safe and has been tested. Bowling was not among the senators who signed the letter. The Tullahoma Wildcats played their first football game of the season and came away with a win over Shelbyville. News leaders John Gray spoke to Coach Olive about the win.
We played Shelbyville this Thursday night, starting the season off early, a day early, and we had more fans in the stands than they did.
Well, I know our stands look really full.
They were packed.
It was exciting.
And it was very exciting, and it was misty, and we didn't know whether it was going to rain. It was humid. And it was just a great atmosphere for high school football, and we got a win.
And we got a win. That's very important. You work really hard. You'd like to be able to have those
get a win.
It's a lot better than having the loss or the L in the column. But as we tell our young men, it doesn't make any difference which way it goes. You got to get ready for the next one, and that's the great thing about sports. Is I don't have time to bask in the glory, and I don't have time to waller in the pity. I've got to get ready for the next one, and that's kind of the story of life.
There's another troop of enemy coming over the hill.
That's correct.
We'll be right back after these messages.
The Bookshelf in Tullahoma is the fundraising arm of the Coffee County Literacy Council. Since 1988, the Literacy Council's goal and purpose has been to support and promote adult basic education in Coffee County. We enable individuals to complete their high school equivalency exam, which helps them get better jobs or continue into higher education. The Bookshelf at 114 Southwest Atlantic Street in Tullahoma is where we sell used books which are donated to us by the community. Come see us, bring your books to donate, and join us as you find every genre of books that you can imagine.
It is wonderful living here. I don't have responsibilities of a house. I don't have all the work that goes with a house. And you can just relax here and be happy.
There's no set thing that you have to do. However, the offerings that they give you, it's wonderful.
I think the biggest thing about Parkview that is most significant to me is that we are family.
We tend to lose our motivation when we have something that's chronic, but you've got to do what you can early on as you can. After I'd exercise like that, I would have a lot of energy to do housework or whatever I needed. Well, I would recommend it highly to anyone at any degree of Parkinson.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Welcome back. This Friday night in Coffee County is the annual Coffee Pot Game. We spoke with Coach Olive about what you need to do to get tickets for this year's game.
Coffee Pot Game Friday night
at Coffee County, and you may purchase tickets early at the high school's main office. See Ms. Melville or Ms. Bond. They'll be glad to sell you a $7 ticket. We pre-sell these so that you don't have to stand in line over there. Now, if you do wait and purchase your ticket over there, you have to purchase it on GoFan. They do not sell any hard tickets at the gate at Coffee County this year. So if that new phone that you were talking about, being able to look at stuff, you got to go to a website called GoFan. And you would go to Coffee County, and then it should pop up, Coffee County versus Tullahoma, and you would purchase your ticket off that electronic device, and you would show your ticket as you walk in. They punch it and allow you to walk through with your ticket. But if you want the hard ticket and you want to buy it so that you don't have to stand in line, then all you have to do is come up to the office this week, at least Monday through Thursday. I'm not sure when they're coming to pick their tickets back up, whether it's going to be Thursday afternoon or Friday. But either way, you come up to the high school and give Ms. Melville $7 for each ticket that you'd like to buy, and she will be glad to tear you off what I call a hard ticket.
Okay.
And then all you got to do is walk up to the gate and hand them your ticket and walk on in.
Coach Olive also spoke with news leaders John Gray about the long history of the rivalry.
In your 28 years, what's your record against Manchester, Coffee County?
I don't know.
We've done pretty good, though.
I can name the years that we've lost to them most of the time. You know, I know we lost to them in '96. But anyway, I used to be able to tell you exactly how many times I'd lost there in that ball game.
But that's been a great game ever since I was playing, and even before that.
I know this. You can throw the records out. I learned that the very first year. We're a 7-2 football team getting ready to play a 2-7 or 3-6 Coffee County team. It's the 10th ball game of the year. It's cold. It had been warm all day, and it's one of the coldest games I've stood on a sideline just because I didn't have enough clothing. We win at 6-0, and I mean, it's just
miserable.
All I can tell you is the coffee pot game, the old cliche, throw the records out.
Okay.
That's part of it. It's you do throw the records out. We've had the upper hand here for the last couple of years, but you know,
that doesn't mean a thing.
Doesn't mean a thing. You know, they beat us rather severely in 2015 and 2016, and we've had a win against them Alante Taylor's senior year over there, I think it was 42-41. Great ball game.
Yeah.
Since you're on the winning side, it was a great ball game.
Great ball game, sure.
And then and that was in 17, and then 18, 19, and 20. We've been the better team, and they'll be ready for us. So Coach Green's done a good job. They are. He's got a lot of people playing the game. He has some really good young kids to mix in with his veterans coming back. They are victorious last night at Franklin County. So all the emotions and everything that go into this game, it'll be hopefully a very entertaining game. Hopefully we'll find a way to be the team that comes out on top.
Buy your ticket at the high school.
Get with your neighbors and go to Coffee County and watch what Friday Night Football should be all about in southern Middle Tennessee.
I imagine we'll travel just as well over there as we did to Shelbyville. So we'll see you next time, folks, on the football field next Friday night over at Coffee County, where we'll have the coffee pot game, and the Tullahoma Wildcats will just keep on rolling, hopefully.
We'll be right back with more News Leader after these messages.
It's not invoice. It's not MSRP. It's not Christmas Day, although it may feel like it. It's the lowest prices in Middle Tennessee, period. Get to Stan McNabb Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram or Stan McNabb Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac before these prices are gone forever.
All right, the cat's out of the bag at Carroll Street Liquor in Tullahoma. Now you know where to go if you're planning a get-together and want the ideal wine or spirit. Party planning can be stressful, but at Carroll Street Liquor you'll find everything you need. Mixers, gift sets, and all of your favorite spirit brands. So if you're feeling the pressure to pull off the ideal party, come to Carroll Street Liquor and select among the seemingly endless supply of wines, spirits, gift sets, and more. Your perfect party, it's in the bag with Carroll Street Liquors.
He's a little bit of you, he's a little bit of me. He's the trash along the roadside of Tennessee. He's the garbage that we find. He's the dream we left behind. Lord, there ain't no lower class than Tennessee trash. A throwaway bottle or pop-top can may not seem much to a traveling man, but a little bit of litter goes a long, long way. And I grow and get bigger every day. Tennessee trash messing up the highways. Tennessee trash jogging up the byways. Lord, there ain't no lower class than Tennessee trash. Lord, there ain't no lower class than Tennessee trash.
We have met the enemy, and he is us.
Welcome back. On Thursday, August 26, Tullahoma High School is hosting a COVID clinic in coordination with the Coffee County Health Department. The clinic is open to students as well as others, but minors must be accompanied by a parent. Students will be sent home with permission slips this week. Director of Tullahoma City Schools, Dr. Katarine Stevens, recently addressed students, asking them to wear face coverings when they are at school.
3 weeks of school have been completed. Amazing! Today I want to talk with you about the importance of wearing masks in our schools. As you know, the CDC and Tennessee Department of Health recommends everyone wear masks indoors, whether an adult or student, whether vaccinated or unvaccinated. When masks are worn and layered with other strategies, there's a stronger likelihood of slowing the spread of this virus. An important item to note: in the event of being identified as a close contact, if both individuals are wearing masks properly, the close contact will not be quarantined as long as the person is not symptomatic. Remember, masks must cover the nose and mouth. Mask up, TCS.
At last week's Tullahoma City School Board meeting, the board addressed replacing Farah School.
FARA construction project. Mr. Ray.
Thank you, Chairperson Usleton. In review of the executive summary from the Orcutt Winslow assessment of FARA Elementary, it stated, and I quote, FARA is challenged with being well-maintained yet inappropriate for today's educational standards. Its systems can be brought to a balancing point by adding outside air ventilation to the building and providing accessible restrooms and site features. However, the school would still struggle with the open classroom pod design. This could be taken a step further, and interior walls could be added to provide discrete and acoustically separated classrooms, yet the building would still fight its initial design with oddly shaped rooms and challenging circulation. When feasible, the best way to provide an appropriate, enriching learning environment for the next 50 years at this site is to replace the original portion of the school, end of quote. Upon review of the Orcutt Winslow facilities assessment and working to prioritize needs within the constraints of available funding, the Building and Grounds Committee is recommending the construction project of a new school at the current Jack T. FARA site. The estimated project cost is $15 million. Your potential approval of this recommendation would allow the next steps towards this project to occur. We appreciate both Sue Wilson, City Finance Director, and Ashley McAnulty of Stevens Incorporated being in attendance this evening. Stevens Inc. is the city's financial advisor, and Mr. McAnulty would assist the city in obtaining financing for this project. Chairman Usleton.
Are there any questions for Mr. Ray before we move forward? This was the recommendation of Orcutt Winslow. We've discussed it for a while. It's super exciting to me. And so I need a motion. It is the intent of the Tullahoma City Schools Board to proceed with the construction project for a new elementary school at the current location of Jack T. FARA Elementary School. This project has an estimated completion cost of $15 million. We approve Dr. Stevens and Mr. Ray taking the next step, which is to discuss this project further with appropriate city personnel and eventually with the Board of Mayor and Aldermen. Do I have a motion?
I move. I think we're all excited.
Teresa Lawson with the motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second from Sid Hill. Is there any discussion? All those in favor, please raise your hand. Opposed? Mrs. Vaughn?
That's all in favor.
Thank you so much. That's so exciting. So exciting.
On Monday night, Tullahoma held its first Think Tullahoma 2040 quadrant meeting at Robert E. Lee Elementary, where planners presented where Tullahoma currently is and asked citizens' input on where they want Tullahoma to be in 2040.
My thought was we should identify and amplify through very effective marketing the city's 4 distinctly unique quadrants, which the city's done. The chamber's all over that. Then identify safe walkable zones, which the group assembled last time talked a lot about, to connect those eventually, the 5 to 10 years you're talking about, and establish and publish somehow early in the process. And my strategy with the Air Force was always under promise, over deliver. So if we could just keep this to ourselves for now, to build the marketing tension. Basically, we would identify cornerstones in each of the 4 quadrants, and then open up public discussion to and within our own groups to name those quadrants. And by doing that, we share ownership, we establish propriety and responsibility for the things that are going to happen. One recommendation I had was from a good friend, a retired Navy SEAL who's now deceased, but brilliant man, who said that when we were building a museum at Travis Air Force Base, he suggested we put together a wall around the center of the entrance to the museum, where we would invite all the school kids from each respective quadrant to do an art project and use a word: America, liberty, freedom, the flag, whatever. And all the kids would do an art project like they do in school all the time. And then we would digitize those down into about 2 by 2 inch squares to make a mosaic, to make tiles out of their work. Their names would be on them somehow, so that their families, eventually, when the cornerstones are actually built, they would be the first generation of community investors. The young, kindergarten to whoever wants to participate. And that ultimately the goal would be generationally with each successive school year to invite more children to participate, to have their artwork digitized and added to this structure. The cornerstone would be the orientation point within each school district, or the 4 quadrants, however I don't know what the right language is. And then that would be the basis for maybe it would be a 2 or 3 foot high wall that marks this paved stroller walkway path that you've already done the hard work of defining 180 linear miles of roads. I didn't know that. And 35 linear miles of sidewalks. That's awesome. And I think then bring it all together, though, into whatever we decide our historic downtown, or if it's historic isn't necessarily the right word, but the prime real estate where there will be that gathering place that we all know would enhance all of our lives. If we had a convenient way to, it answers so many questions that were raised at the first meeting, where folks spoke of the need for a safe, recognized spot for teenagers to just be themselves. There's some great kids around here. They are so respectful. Real quick, my wife and I just got here from Travis Air Force Base in California, and you may have heard of California. It's not like Tennessee. There's a lack of gratitude, maybe, is one reasonable way to say it, whereas there's tremendous gratitude here in Tennessee. People love America here, and they're not afraid to say so. They love God, they love family, they love business, and they're respectful. And from young to old, have we met anyone yet who didn't knock us over? We thought it was our California license plate. We thought they felt bad for us. So they were so nice. And then we got a Tennessee plate, and they're still nice. But I put that in an email in some detail, and I just think it's a great opportunity for collaboration.
Thank you very much.
The second meeting was tonight at East Lincoln. Wednesday night's meeting will be at Farrah School at 5 p.m. and Thursday night will be at Bel Air Elementary at 5 p.m. All of them will be live streamed on City of Tullahoma's YouTube and Facebook, along with News Leader's Facebook page. And after these messages, we'll be right back.
Suicide prevention starts with everyday heroes like you. Join us on September 18th at Manchester Rotary Park at 9 a.m. as we walk to fight suicide and raise awareness about mental health. Be a part of the movement turning hope into action and create a culture that's smart about mental health. Funds raised at the walk will benefit the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. Sign up at afsp.org/Coffee County.
The individuals with dementia, those with Parkinson's, those that have maybe mobility issues, need caregivers. Well, those caregivers are 24 hours a day at home, and they never get a rest. And if they have to go to work, they're kind of out of luck. So that's why Trinity came into existence 25 years ago, to allow the caregivers to have a safe center where they could put their loved ones, know they would be well cared for, stimulated, fed good nutritious meals, have activities to their level, and then the caregiver can stop by and pick them up and go on home and have some continuity into their life.
I was skeptical about getting the COVID-19 vaccine. There are a lot of opinions being shared. But I had the chance to talk with my doctor about my concerns. He told me the vaccines are backed by decades of research, and that the vaccines are proven safe and effective. Now I'm protected and ready to put this pandemic behind us. Join the millions of Tennesseans who have decided to give COVID-19 vaccines a shot. Visit covid19.tn.gov to find an appointment today.
Welcome back. Motlow State Community College is proud to be a participating college for Tennessee Promise. This is a statewide program that allows graduating high school students and homeschool seniors in Tennessee the opportunity to earn a degree or certificate from a Tennessee community or technical college, regardless of financial status. For those students graduating in the class of 2022, here are some essential dates for ensuring your Tennessee Promise Scholarship eligibility. November 1st, 2021, deadline to complete the Tennessee Promise application. The application for the class of 2022 is available now at TSAC Student Portal. February 1st, 2022, deadline to complete for the FAFSA file for the 2022-23 free application for federal student aid. The 2022-2023 FAFSA application opens October 1st, 2021. Fall 2021 and spring 2022, you will need to attend a mandatory meeting coordinated by Tennessee Achieves. Details about the mandatory meeting requirements will be provided to applicants following the application deadline in the fall. You can also follow up with your guidance counselors or visit tnachieves.org for more information about this meeting. In March 2022, apply to Motlow or another accredited state community college or technical college. And July 1st, 2022 is the deadline to complete and submit 8 hours of community service. Community service hours can be submitted by visiting tnachieves.org. Community service must be completed on or after November 2nd, 2021 in order to be considered. For additional information about Tennessee Promise at Motlow, visit www.mscc.edu. And don't forget to tune in to this week's Living Show tonight at 6:30 p.m., Thursday morning at 9 a.m., and Thursday, Friday, and Saturday evenings at 6:30 p.m. This week's guests include the Director of Partners for Healing, who is having a fundraising event where the Markrams allow citizens onto their property. We'll have several highlights of the Songwriters segments from South Jackson Goes Country. All that and more on this week's Living. And stay with us, we'll have your weather forecast right after these messages.
The food at Parkview, well, I haven't had a bad meal there yet.
The food at Parkview is absolutely scrumptious. I mean, it is really good. It's just like home cooking.
And then there are the cookies. Oh my, they bake cookies every day, and they are super.
The food is truly incredible, and it's like being on a cruise ship.
We're losing it, Doctor.
Not on my shift. Quickly, brush. Roller.
What a transformation. It's got to be okay.
Okay, nothing.
At Paintworks of Tullahoma, we specialize in domestic emergencies with Martin Senior Paints. You can be the paint doctor, too, when you treat your home with Martin Senior interior and exterior finishes.
Doctor, we've got another one.
Got you covered.
Paintworks of Tullahoma. Come see the paint doctor, Stat.
To be honest, I was skeptical about getting the COVID-19 vaccine.
I checked what the CDC says and spoke with my doctor about the potential side effects. It definitely made me much less anxious. She told me if I have some arm pain or feel tired, that's completely normal as my body builds a defense to the virus.
I was willing to take the vaccine to protect me, my family, and my friends.
Join the millions of Tennesseans who have decided to give COVID-19 vaccines a shot. Visit covid19.tn.gov to find an appointment today.
Welcome back. We'll take a look at your weather forecast at this time, starting with your weather history on this day. Our record high was in 2007 at 100 degrees. The record low was in 1999 at 72 degrees. The average high for this day is 86, and the average low is 66. Mostly clear for tonight with a low of 71. Sunny and then some storms with a high for Wednesday with a high of 91 and a low of 70. And a chance of storms on Thursday with a high of 86 and a low of 69. And that's our News Leader Report for this evening. We invite you to join us each Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday evenings at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. for News Leader on 6. Stay safe and have a great evening.